Okay, let's move back a little bit. Wow, like, I just watched a movie that I thought was going to be a bit raunchy, a bit exciting, a bit of a nice distraction, and it just escalated like really quickly. It's called Here Now, and it's this girl that like goes to Italy and meets these guys at the beach, and I would just like I can't believe like how stressed I feel by the end of it. It was very distressing, and then I thought it's Saturday night, isn't it? And I thought there was like someone screaming outside, and it was really upsetting. And so I was like pulling the blinds up in my room to like see like who's in trouble, because I thought like someone was getting attacked outside. And then I realised like it's my mum and dad in the living room. There's like a movie on where it's like people screaming and they're in trouble. I just feel like so on edge. Oh dear. I just need to calm down. Let's do some tarot. We need to do the Leo reading. We're going to do Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio in this sitting, okay, because that's like a good 4 hours of tarot. Dear me. I feel like really uptight now. That wasn't nice. This is what happens when it's Halloween and we start watching, we start having a bit more time on our hands to watch movies. This is why I don't watch scary movies, because it just puts me on edge, and then I think that I can see things that I can't, and like, you got off the lights on all night. It's just... It wasn't supposed to be a scary movie, it was supposed to be like a romantic movie. It took me some really dark places, like... Oh, God. Anyway, let's try to get on with it now. I haven't got any nails done, but I'm nicely manicured. I had to sort my cuticles out. Oh. Spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Leo's highest good. How is Leo feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in the future? 3 cards for how Leo's feeling, first of all, please. I was going to say, I thought there was more cards than that. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Cups upright, with the Queen of Wands upright, the Hermit reversed, and the Strength reversed. Now, interestingly, the 9 of Cups is upright, so that is about self-satisfaction, being contented within oneself. Okay, so you are feeling good at the moment. Queen of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy. It's upright, so your solar plexus is activated, you're feeling confident, you're feeling assertive, could be feeling attractive, very, very motivated, going for what you want, sitting in your power. You could be coming off a little bit intimidating to people at the moment because you're very confident. It's heavy Sagittarian energy. In a love reading, it doesn't always have to mean this, but the Queen of Wands can mean someone who's the third party, so like the other man, the other woman, where there's a marriage or relationship. Then The Hermit card is reversed. That's a major arcana for Virgo. When the Hermit's upright, it means we're in isolation, we're holding ourselves back, we're being introspective, doing some shadow work, thinking about the past, thinking about our part in things, thinking about their part in things. When it's reversed, there may be a need for some shadow work, or you may have just come out of shadow work. The Strength card is reversed, so that's another major arcana. It's the major arcana for Leo. It's your major arcana. You are showing up reversed. Okay, so you could be feeling a bit emotional. The thing is, right, I don't really get that, because normally I'd say, oh, I'm not feeling emotionally strong if the Strength card's reversed. But feelings-wise, you look pretty content. So maybe this is you being like over emotional, like over the top happy about something. Maybe you've started to see someone and they're not strictly available, but it's making you very, very happy. That's just a maybe, okay? Let's get two more. Bit of an interesting combo there. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you. We've got the Seven of Wands reversed. Now, the Seven of Wands, when it's upright, is being competitive, feeling like we've got the advantage, the high ground, the upper hand. When it's reversed, we don't feel that way, okay? So that kind of makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? Like, we're not feeling like we're in control of this situation and it's something we really care about. We could be feeling like at a disadvantage. Hi, Stacey. There's a guy interested in me, but I'm not sure if I should give him a chance. His friends give me weird glances all the time. What sign are you, Stacey? Hi, Harith Sport Coaching. Hi, Ghoulie Boolie. Castori. I hope I said that right. Hi, Psyduck. Obsessedly. Well, you're supposed to watch your sign or the sign of your person. These aren't live Q&As. Or you can ask for a private reading. I can do you one of these love spreads. It'll be 45 minutes for £18. The turnover time is 24 hours this week because it's half term and I'm off. I'm a full-time high school teacher, but I'm off this week because it's half term. So yeah, there's no like waiting time. He's a Scorpio and you're a Virgo. Okay, so I'm going to be doing Virgo after this. So that should resonate. If you, I don't know if you want to pop back in like 40 minutes, because I do quite long readings, you see. So you might want to go for half an hour and come back. Unless you've got Leo in your chart. I don't know if you'll pass your maths. I don't answer questions like that normally. I do career education and finance, but that's not tonight. This is This is love readings, the collective love readings by zodiac sign. So you watch the sign of your person and watch your sign as well. King of Swords reversed. So we've got Leo, you're showing up as not in your like highest version of yourself, even though you're contented, something's making you happy. I think you're seeing someone, but you feel at a loss, you feel not great about, like, there's something about the situation that has you like at a disadvantage. Okay, and often that can be the case when you develop feelings for someone and yet you're not in control of how things are going. It's not a nice feeling, is it? You know, if you can't control the pace of something, if it's not going the way you want it to, or it's a complicated situationship, it's going to feel almost like a burden to have those emotions for someone. Like you almost wish you didn't care the way that you do, because your heart's getting hurt. So with the King of Swords, if the King of Swords was upright, that would be air energy, and swords are communication and thoughts. It's heavy Aquarius energy. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarian energy. It's to do with the truth, to do with honesty, justice. You know, please don't lie to me. Like that sword's in front of this person's face. They're sitting in their power. And the sword is between you and them. You know, it's closed off body language, like defensive, blocking, because this person, you know, likes to stand for what's right, what's true. It's a humanitarian energy concerned with justice and, you know, using knowledge. Knowledge is power. Research, you know, being strategic, intelligent, intellectual. When it's reversed, that kind of silver-tongued aspect, we could be using that against others. You know, whenever a card is reversed, it's like the negative aspect of having a silver tongue would be that we could lie to people or twist the truth or omit truths, leave things out that are quite important, or yeah, be manipulative, be calculating. We may also block people, okay? So actually blocking people off apps, off social media, WhatsApp, whatever, Facebook, whatever people use, Snapchat, or just ignoring messages, letting them come through but not reading them. I think you've stopped talking to someone, you've blocked them because you're not happy with how things are going. You've got all these feelings for someone and you're not happy with how it's progressing. But maybe they're already taken, I don't know. Oh, your mum's friend does tarot, that's cool. Yeah, I wasn't into tarot. I never thought I would be, to be honest. But I'm into it since lockdown when I was like 35. I'm 40 now. I think it's something you get, unless there's someone in your family that does tarot or is really into tarot and you've been exposed to it, you don't really, I don't think you like relate to it much, you know, until sort of later in life. And you don't need to really, to be honest, but there are more young people getting into it now because of TikTok and stuff. Right, let's get some cards for Leo's person. Who's showing up for Leo? I sound 25, do I? I don't look 25, I'll tell you that now. The Fool upright. So this is Aries energy. The Fool is someone, you see the 0 at the top. This is someone that's ready for a reset, you know, they're ready to jump, take a leap of faith, jump off that cliff edge into a new chapter, you know, blindly, just trusting that everything should just turn out all right. It's a foolish thing to do, right? To just jump in. Oh, you're a tarot reader as well, Stacey. So there could be an Aries that you're dealing with. There's a lot of fire energy here. They're excited. They want to take a leap of faith into a new chapter. Let's get 2 more for them. Yeah, I don't trust my own. I don't do readings for myself because I don't trust them. I feel like I'm gonna think about the cards that I want and they'll come out, you know, like I'll draw them out. So I watch like other readers for my own readings. I don't trust it. Because I think that because when I do readings, if I say, oh, I'd expect this card to come out or that card to come out, or I would need this card, if I like talk about it and think about it, that card then comes out. So I feel like I've got some sort of powers of like, I don't know, kinesthetics or something. Like I'm pulling out cards because I'm picturing them and visualizing them. I don't know what you call that. ESP or something. 4 of Cups upright. 7 of Pentacles upright. 4 of Swords upright. There's a lot of pause for thought here. Much needed respite, reflecting on the past, what's been cultivated so far, closed off emotionally to love. Coming out from the cold in terms of like love or lack of finances. Ignoring a judgment call, a call to act. King of Wands reversed. This is a divine counterpart. You've got matching suits, so they're the King of Wands, you're the Queen of Wands. Interesting. Someone's looking back at the past and they want to come out from the cold. They don't feel good. That's really interesting. So I'm not thinking as if this is a third party situation now. I think you know what, this could be a married couple if you're the king and queen of wands. Kings and queens are more mature. That doesn't mean that you definitely married. You could be 2 people that have lived together, or you match really, really well. You could both happen to be fire signs also, but the way that the tarot reads is that you are soulmates. But I think you've already had a connection and you've fallen out with each other because you look like, you know, you've got like this, like, I'm contented within myself. However, I feel at a disadvantage in this situation and I'm no longer speaking to my person. They want to start some sort of new chapter. They're not interested in offers from anyone else. They're reflective. They've taken time out to think. They want to come out from the cold. They don't feel good with things how things are. Let's get one more for them. It's quite cute, really, if that's what's happened. You could be in a relationship, like a serious relationship, and you've had a really big bust up. Hi TW 1972. You're a rising Capricorn. Capricorn I'll do tomorrow. Just because it's like 4 hours of tarot tonight. So that'll be Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio tonight. The Emperor. This could be an Aries, you know, because you've got the Fool and you've got the Emperor for them. Wow, the Emperor is upright. It's all 4 kings. This is someone who's very high value. The King of Wands is, you know, somewhat highly ambitious, highly assertive, type A personality. You're showing up as the Queen of Wands, ambitious, type A personality, likes to, you know, be dominant, take control. And it doesn't dictate gender, king and queen. It's more like being fire signs. You are assertive and you are quite egocentric, but you're stoic, you're ambitious. But a Queen of Wands is slightly more in the feminine energy, so they're always considering how things affect everyone else. A King of Wands would be more in the masculine energy, so they're still a very nurturing person. However, they may be inclined to make decisions for the greater good, even if it's at the detriment of the people in the household. They will make the tough decisions for the greater good. Okay, so slightly more masculine energy, slightly more feminine, but we all have both. We just might move into a more masculine energy or move into a slightly more feminine energy at different times for different reasons. But so this is also the King of Pentacles, a fantastic provider. Okay, someone who's very much concerned with getting the bills paid. They know their responsibilities. They're highly responsible. You know, good material wealth, savings, enjoys, you know, to spend on others as well. The King of Cups, someone who's intelligent, you know, emotionally intelligent, wise, calm, patient, forgiving. Someone who's, you know, able to express emotions and keep balanced emotions. Who have I missed? The King of Swords. The King of Swords is intelligent, intellectual, you know, does their research. Nothing's done on a whim. Everything's planned, strategic. Life is a chess game. You know, by the time something is actuated, it's been in the pipeline for several months beforehand. You know, fantastic orator and writer, public speaker. Is a very high value person, and they're in a narrative like this card would be someone who's taking leadership. So someone wants to take a leap of faith into a brand new chapter. They're your counterpart. They're a soulmate of yours. They've really taken the time to think about it, and they're stepping up. They're in their power. It's quite sexy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how that's going to go down with you, because you're a fire sign. So when fire meets fire, that's either going to be good or it's going to be a clash. I mean, We'll see. I hope you want this person. Maybe you don't want them anymore. You've either just had a fallout with them, or, you know, you don't want to be with them, let's say. In the outcome, we've got a soulmate card. It's the Six of Cups. So in the centre, we've got the clover leaf, but it's a four-leafed clover. So this is extra lucky. You know, this is how we feel when we find our person, when we find someone that feels like home. We feel like, you know, they are our soulmate. We're supposed to have a relationship, live together, get married if that's what we want, have children if that's what we want. We feel like this is our soulmate, this is our divine counterpart. So that's upright, and that's in the outcome. So that's very positive. It's feelings of nostalgia. The cups are accrued over many years. Yeah, Scorpio will be the last one that I do, so it'll be in a couple of hours. The Ace of Pentacles, guys. This is incredibly positive. I think the Emperor is coming to offer you, you know, like, this is a financial opportunity. It's a big deal. This will be like, okay, you've been wanting to get engaged, you've been wanting to get remarried, you've been wanting to buy a house together, you've been wanting to, I don't know, move abroad together. This is some sort of like something financial, something fiscal that we've wanted, that's being offered to us, and it's going to level up the relationship, take it to the next level. You know, it could be, you know, like, okay, let's have a baby together, because, you know, that costs money. It's a financial leveling up, so it's to do with property or taking something to the next stage. Pentacles are money, okay? They're investments of time, money, and energy. And an ace is a large amount of money, time, and energy. So this is a huge commitment that's being offered by an emperor. So my advice would be, take it. If you love this person. Okay, so also in the outcome, we've got the Justice reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed. So the Justice is the major arcana for Libra. It's about things being fair, right, just, correct, even, equal. And the Page of Pentacles, if it were upright, would be someone that is looking to invest, you know, some time, some money, some energy into a relationship. Pages are at the start of a journey, okay? With that being reversed, something's unfair, something's unjust. Like, maybe they've sensed that you don't want this leveling up. Maybe they feel like you feel pressured, or you're happy with things how they are, or you actually want to separate. Maybe you want to separate, maybe you want to divorce, and they're like wanting to level up, which is kind of sad, really. Let's get messages from them. So if you're not in contact with them at the moment, let's see what they would say to you. So they would say, emotional intimacy. I'm afraid to truly open up to you being raw and authentic with my emotions is something that I'm still working on. You're so special. You're truly divine. I've never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough. See, that's what they'd say to you. But I'm a little bit like, I feel like I need to know what's going on with you. And I don't normally clarify your side, Leo, but there's some sort of call to action that they're ignoring, or they were. And now they're taking leadership, but something feels unfair. Oof. Why is the King of Wands reversed, please? Why is the King of Wands reversed? So possibly I'm clarifying your relationship with them, okay? Because normally it's someone coming in the future, or someone that you're struggling with, that you've not quite had a relationship with, and I clarify what's gone on with them in the past, you know, and this is what's dictating their decision making and stuff, like their past experiences with others. But I feel like this is an active marriage or relationship, a soulmate union that's already in place, and it looks like you want to leave for some reason. But I mean, it's not showing me the Three of Swords or the Eight of Cups, but there's like a sense of wanting to withdraw or not wanting to invest. Then we've got the Nine of Cups, like, I'm happy with things how they are. And this person's like, but I want to level up. So, you know, that happens, doesn't it? Sometimes it's not that you split up, but you can't agree on where's this relationship going and what are the goals. Have we got the same things that we want, or do we want different things? And therefore, even though we're in love isn't enough to kind of keep us together, because one of us wants marriage, the other doesn't. One of us wants children, the other doesn't. One of us wants to live in this country, the other one wants to live in that country. You know, by default, it's not that you don't love each other or the love has stopped, but it's not always enough, is it? You have to be wanting to work towards the same goals. Vicious circle, pattern of relationship issues, bad habits, and no-win situation. Moonlit unity, use understanding to have greater emotional balance. Putting on a show. Tantric sex. Court. Uncovering evidence, getting exposed, cheating revealed. Ooh. See, putting on a show could mean, like, on the face of it, you're the picture perfect couple, or you're the picture perfect family, or you're the picture perfect, you know, married spouses. But then, see, someone said to me, oh, like, Buddha, you know, shouldn't be on there because Buddha doesn't have sex. And I think it means people that aren't actually consummating the relationship, the marriage anymore. They're not being physical. Okay, it's more like two hearts and two minds, isn't it? But yeah, one of you could have cheated. Let me just open a window. It's boiling in here. I've got a big heavy jumper on. I'll turn the heating off actually. Oh, that's so much better. Self-love. Love yourself. Loving you, taking back control, finally being happy. Ooh. Oh, what's this one? The situation is about to explode. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think that the feelings are mutual here. It's not a situation where both of you want to be together. One of you wants to withdraw investment, okay? The other one wants to secure and level things up, you know, not even maintain, but level up. So, and it's to the point where, you know, feelings are being explored with other people. So that is not a good situation to stay stuck in. You've got to tell the other person, haven't you, Leo, that this isn't what you want. You've moved on, haven't you? Oh god. We were supposed to be us, not just you and me. Oh. Damn. What's the nature of this connection, please? Deepening. A relationship will finally deepen in the next few months. You've been waiting for this. Oof. That's what they think. Gonna be the opposite. I don't want them, I want these. Wait. They're waiting for you. We've got waiting. Oh god. Just so on like opposite like wavelengths completely. Like you are reading from different hymns, different books, different libraries. Oh my god. Let's get a confession from them. I feel like you can see right through me. God. This person's heart and soul is like on the line. They're wearing their heart on their sleeve. They want to make a huge grand gesture. They're fully committed. They want a new chapter. And they don't know, like, that you are going to ask to separate. You're going to ask to withdraw. I mean, it is what it is. It's never fun to break that kind of news to someone, but the sooner the better. Definitely don't start getting involved with anyone else. If you have done, you know, sort your shit out, like, sort things out first if you don't resist. You need to resist from pursuing someone else before you've told this person. You need to tell this person. You really do. Health issues could arise. I mean, that could be anything. It could be mental health. It could be STIs. It could be, you know, someone being under the weather. Look, you never know what's going on with someone's health. It could be completely separate too, you know, like they get run down, they get the flu, they feel vulnerable, and then you feel like a shit, like breaking up with them. It doesn't have to be something awful, but even if someone became very, very unwell, that would not be a reason that you then stay with them, because you don't give up your own truth. You don't give up your own authenticity. You know, you obviously would be sympathetic to someone if they became unwell, especially if they became seriously unwell. But if you're not in love with them and you were going to leave them, you wouldn't stay with them because you're not in love with them, but they're not well now, because it's still not living authentically. You deserve to live authentically. That would just be awful luck, wouldn't it? Like, if you stay with someone, it doesn't change the fact that they're unwell. You're just a comfort blanket for them. Like, whatever's going to happen to them is going to happen to them. But you would have to find a way to just still be authentic and be like, this is horrendous timing, however. And they're going to have to reach out to friends and family for support. They can't make someone be with them because they're not well. If you were going to split up anyway, you were going to split up anyway. It's shitty timing, but do you know what I mean? That could be a cold. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying like someone's going to die or anything. It's just what you need to be aware of, though, is people can suffer from chronic stress, and part of not living authentically and trying to keep up a pretense or a lie or a facade, trying to put on a show for social media's sake to stop the tongues wagging because you're terrified of judgment or gossip, that is going to stress you out, because inside you know that you're not happy. So it could be your health as well as theirs. Just be mindful of that. Coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savouring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Yeah, like they've got a network that they can reach out to. You've got a network that you can reach out to. So it's not really about, oh, this person only has me and, you know, all they live for is me and they'll never like recover without me. It's not like that, is it? It's never like that. Yes, you're significant to them, but so are lots of other people. Focus. Focus your energy. Your intentions hold great power. Threads. weave the threads of your dreams. Your thoughts shape your reality. You need to focus on what it is that you want. You need to be clear and honest about what it is that you want. If you're going to reject this person, you need to do it quickly. Yes, you've got to be mindful of how you do it, and you know, it's never easy. It's not, but it's just one of those things of life. It's just a fact of life that you're gonna have to, you know, break a heart, but they will mend, and they deserve to be with someone that isn't gonna move their hand away from theirs. They deserve to be with someone that isn't gonna turn away when they go to kiss them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not really like you're saving them by continuing to live with them and nurse them through whatever, or live with them and kind of like think, well, I'm being the good dad or the good mum doing that, because you're not. People know. People know. They can feel it when you're not into them anymore. They can feel it. They can feel lonely with inside a marriage, with inside a relationship, quite easily, quite quickly, you know, to the point where it's really incapacitating and horrible. So don't think that you're doing anyone any favours by living a lie. You're not. Nothing worse than realising someone's doing that. Subconscious mind. I realise that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I'm subconsciously holding on to. So I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. So another example would be if you've been told that we've never had divorce in our family, you know, or oh, we don't date outside of our religion in this family. You know, you've got to think for yourself. You've got to live your life authentically and be in love with who you're in love with. You've got to stop worrying about certain beliefs that have been ingrained into your kind of family by your parents or people that have had like a big impact in your foundational years, or whatever pressures you put on yourself. A lot of people pressurize themselves and they say, well, I'm only gonna get married once, and you know, I'm never gonna like fail my marriage. Marriage isn't failure. Okay, if a marriage isn't working, it isn't working. If a relationship or a job isn't working out, it's not working out. It's not a failure, is it? How is that a failure? It just is what it is. Like, you tried, you gave it 100%. If it's still not working after that, that's just the situation. um, it's just a fact of life. Projecting, rather than reacting and projecting my emotions onto others, I remember no one is to blame. That's weird, because that's just exactly what I was saying. No one is responsible for the emotions that I feel. When someone says or does something that brings up strong emotions within me, I have the choice in how I respond. Okay, so maybe try to avoid, you know, you are a fire sign, avoid saying whatever's on the tip of your tongue, or looking at someone a kind of way, or being kind of, you know, that display of aggression that a lion can show. You can be very intimidating and you can be very hot-headed, or think really carefully. Because even if you think you're being really good in how you leave this connection or say what you want to say, that person going to be upset. They're not going to take the news well, because they're not thinking how you're thinking and they're not feeling how you're feeling. So it's going to really upset them and trigger them. But just really bite your tongue and really try to unclench and like breathe and be the bigger person, because people can't be expected when they're that upset to be like the perfect version of themselves. It isn't going to be pretty, is it? If they love you this much and they were wanting to level up and you're wanting to withdraw, it's not going to be pretty. But it's a time to impress yourself with how you handle it. You know, see it as a challenge to sort of like really do this the right way and handle it as well as possible. Like, see how much you can impress yourself with it. Yeah, and you think someone's never going to forgive you, you think someone's never going to get past you or never move on, but they do. They think they won't, but they will. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a fact. We can't apologise for everything, you know, that's ever happened to that person, or like everything that's going to happen to them in the future. You go into relationships, you know, with the best of intentions, and unfortunately, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. There's not a lot more anyone can expect of you. It's choice to be in a relationship. It's choice to be in a friendship. It's a privilege. It's not a right, you know. And people think they have a right over other people, and they don't. If one of you doesn't want to be there anymore, they can't keep you there. Delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy. Joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So yeah, you're not going to be like the best version of yourself as long as you're kind of living a lie, putting on a show. Once you sort this, yeah, it's not going to be pretty, like when it happens. It'll feel shit for a while after. But then you'll be able to live authentically, and the freedom and the knowledge that, you know, you're now in control of your own future and what happens next, and you get back on track. And that you're not, you know, you're not lying to that person anymore. Like, it's more respectful, isn't it, to be honest? It's more respectful to give them a chance to be with someone that wants to spoil them and like wants to hold their hand and wants to kiss them. Like, everyone's vibrations will be raised again eventually, because they'll all be living authentically. You will, they will. The people around you will be happier because they'll see that you're happier. The people around them will be happier because they'll see that they're happier. This is a moment in time. So nothing good comes from staying in something that you know you don't want to be in. Okay, things just get worse. They get toxic. Everyone becomes unhappy. Integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonise in a balanced symphony of life. That is so amazing. I love that. You know, in philosophy and ethics, there's like an argument, isn't there, that you can't have good without evil, you can't have light without dark, you can't have heaven without hell, because one gives context to the other. They're relative to one another. How do you know when you're, you know, supposed to be really appreciative when something really good happens? If it's good all the time, then it's not good. It just is whatever normal is, isn't it? If something's really shitty, you know, and it starts to not be as shit anymore, it feels good because it's relative to, you know, what's bad is good. Like, we know that we're moving away from what bad is, and if bad wasn't a thing, then we wouldn't feel... I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm not articulating myself well, but you can't have one without the other. They would cease to exist. Okay, they give each other context. So we just have to learn to take life's rough with the smooth, you know, because that's when we appreciate, you know, like when things are going really, really well, or things are calm and there isn't drama. That's when we get to appreciate after when times are hard. I know what I mean anyway. We have to take life's rough with the smooth. It's what gives life meaning, you know? And we do the most growth in times of challenge, you know? Things will be really, really tough for a long time, because even if you're the one that ends the relationship, that person's meant a lot to you. I can tell that this has been a connection that's meant a lot, okay? From the fact that you're the king and queen of wands, the fact that you're a matching suit, the fact that you are probably mature, you probably own a home, you may have got married, you may have children. Even if you haven't any of those things and you rented a place together, it's years of your life spent together, you know? Soulmates. So it's gonna hurt. Like, this amount of change is going to hurt. It's not going to be comfortable to undo it. It's not going to be comfortable to think about the good times, you know. One day you'll think about the good times and it won't hurt, but for a long time it hurts. And you should think about all the bad times as well, especially those last conversations. Very, very tough. Ancient wisdom will find you. Listen for the whispers of the past. See, someone on the other side, they might, like, you know, send you a little message of support or make some sort of signal to you to let you know that they're in support of you, like what you're going through, and they're aware of it. A hidden talent will soon be discovered. Nurture it. Okay, so I don't know what you're good at, Leo, but it's something that you haven't mastered yet, or something that you haven't discovered about yourself yet. You're going to come into a new kind of hobby or passion, and you could become more spiritual, but it could be something like very practical, you know, or intellectual rather than spiritual. I don't know. But you've been encouraged to kind of follow that further. Let's get you an angel number. Ooh, 1515, the big break. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way, so keep going and have fun when performing your tasks. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. Well, that is fantastic. So although you're coming out of a very serious connection and you're going through a lot in that way, you're about to discover that you're amazing at something. It's something you haven't discovered yet, and you're going to have tremendous success from it. See, that's brilliant, you know. Couldn't have asked for something better, really, for a way to end the reading, because it is quite a difficult reading, this one. If you liked this reading, if it does resonate, Please can you give it a like, share it with people that you know who are also Leos or dealing with a Leo. It might resonate for them as well. Yeah, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I will see you in the next one, Leo. Okay, so we're going on to Virgo. Okay, let's have a shuffle. I'm on pumpkin picking duty tomorrow. And my nephew's not poorly anymore. We'll all go together, but I might be taking one nephew and leaving the other one at home with his mum. It's that time of year, isn't it? Everyone's got something. I've been ill once and then straight after with something different. That's not fair, is it? Someone else's turn now. I've had enough. Okay, spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Virgo's highest good. How is Virgo feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Virgo's feeling first of all, please. The 3 of Pentacles upright. So Virgo, you're looking for cooperation. Okay, someone who's going to work together with you in a union. 3 is a number of community. You know, in a general reading, I'd say that's about work, teamwork, a workplace, but it's working together in a relationship reading. Oh, heartbreak, but in combination with the Wheel of Fortune. um, just trying to understand what that would mean, really. All I can think is that for some reason, the ending of a relationship and no longer trying to work at it is going to bring like better days, because that's heartbreak in its own right, okay? But this card is a major arcana, it's the Wheel of Fortune. And we get the wheel turning upright in our favour when we've broken karmic patterns, when we've seen red flags and we've ended it, okay? Or we've put up boundaries where we had none and said, I'm not doing this situationship anymore, like, it's done. You know, we force the person to face, you know, like face either leaving where they are or letting you go and watching you go. Like, but yeah, see the shooting star and then you've got the black cat at the top. This is because the wheel is turning in our favour. When it's reversed, you can see the devils at the top. See, this would be like stuck in a karmic pattern, like negative habits, bad habits, you know, ignoring a call to act, being in denial that something's toxic or that something's not going anywhere, us refusing to talk about our feelings, you know, with the other person. It's not always the other person. Sometimes it's something we're doing, isn't it? But it's upright and but it's with the heartache, the heartbreak, so I can only surmise that after trying to work on something, we've allowed ourselves to feel the pain of an ending and then better days are coming. Because sometimes you can be really stoic and keep fighting for something. It's like you're flogging a dead horse, do you know what I mean? It's like you're giving it 100% if it's still not working. What more could you do? What more could you have done other than like succumb to the pain of the realization that it's over, you know, and let yourself be sad about it, let yourself heal. Because all you're really doing is preventing the inevitable, which is like the tower falls. And then you know, then we grieve. So you're just preventing, you're just not preventing, postponing, aren't you? Like procrastinating, yeah. You're procrastinating basically, you're not stopping it. It's just going to take even longer to get a new love then. So, okay, we've got heartache, heartbreak, but the universe is going to reward us with some, you know, some sort of wish, something that we've wanted. Better days are coming, okay? I'm so sick of like having dry airways. I do have a nice voice, but I just, I don't know why it's been so dry for like the last, fed up with it really. I really needed to be able to shout as well because I had quite a naughty class on Friday at my new job, and I couldn't shout, and I was just clearing my throat, and it's just annoying. King of Wands reverse now. In the Leo reading, we had the King of Wands. Might mean something, might not. You could be a Leo Virgo cusper. Meaning if you're late on, in Leo season, then this reading could resonate for you as well. If you're close to the Virgo season. It doesn't have to, though. It could just be a coincidence. Virgo, you're showing up as the King of Wands reversed. The King of Wands upright is someone who's solar plexus activated, you know, like confident, assertive, goes for what they want and gets it. Quite annoying, to be honest, like quite an arrogant, you know, that person in work that just seems to always like do well, and like they knew they were gonna do well, and it's like annoying. When it's reversed, it's like someone that has lost their mojo. They've lost that get up and go. They're demotivated. They're lacking confidence, you know, like imposter syndrome, scared to kind of like take the lead or go for what they want. It's that like, well, it could be that way. It could be accentuated in the other direction where they're overbearing, overpowering, domineering, bossy, you know, like pushing everyone else around, like, you know, like a real stronzo, like a real bitch. Or like that, see, stronzo is what you say in Italian for like a bitch boss, like bitchy, causes trouble, manipulative, you know, tries to like stitch other people up, like that wouldn't fit with the storyline here. The narrative is you've had heartbreak, you're gonna be feeling, you know, less than confident afterwards. Even if, you know, life is going to get better, it doesn't feel good, does it? It makes us feel vulnerable, it makes us feel weird, makes us feel like, you know, we don't know if we're attractive, we don't know if we're gonna find someone. We lose our confidence. So I think that's what's gone on here. You could be in that mood of like hanging back, you know, like just kind of like letting life pass you by a little bit, trying to go into hermit mode and like protect yourself. So on your person's side, we've got the Death card reversed. That's the major arcana for Scorpio. If the Death card was upright, be, you know, the closing out of a chapter, like the end of that period of our lives. When it's reversed, it's like someone's not over it. It's unfinished business, you know, like they haven't closed it out yet. The Hanged Man. See, this is someone that's, yeah, it's quite a healthy energy because it's someone that's turned themselves upside down. They're trying to look at things from another point of view, another perspective, in case they got it wrong, you know, in case they need to see things through your eyes, or someone else is trying to explain to them, like, look, you know, it's like this, or you're not understanding something. Like, it's quite an open-minded way to be, so that's good. If it was reversed, it'd be like a stubborn, like, it's my way or the highway, like, no, it's like this and no one's going to convince me otherwise, you know, like, so this is quite healthy. Oh wow. So this is someone that's looking for growth and expansion. They're actively working towards maybe a house purchase or a wedding, a proposal. This is the 1111 card. You can see that it looks Well, there's literally a house in this picture, but the Four of Wands is like two people who are exclusive, you know? It's like when you stand under, I don't know what it's called. Is it the hooker? Where you stand under it and you like say your vows and you get married. I'm thinking of like the Jewish structure that people stand under. Sorry if I said it wrong, but yeah, it's a card of stability. The Four of Wands. Four is the most stable number in the tarot deck. Um, so this would be a couple that live together or that are getting married. They're super exclusive and everyone knows about it. It's a very public relationship, very solid. Look, like with the Eight of Pentacles, you see the hammer and chisel. This person intends to invest in a future that's very solid, very, very stable. They're heavily committed going forwards to creating the most stability that they can. I don't know if I've ever had that combination before. It's really, really nice. It's like you're on opposite pages there, isn't it? Like this person seems to be someone from your past. They're really open-minded. They really want to create stability. A very public, solid union. And you've got this sense of heartache, but like I've come out of like a bad habit or bad pattern or cycle and better days are coming. I'm going to have good luck from the universe now that that's done with. You know, and you're kind of like trying to recover. So it's just confusing to me that because it's like very opposite. Unless this is someone that's coming in for you in the future. Maybe this is someone that's coming in for you in the future, but it's just odd that they've got the death reverse. That's why I thought maybe it's your person. Let's get three more. So these are the outcome cards. Got stuck. The King of Pentacles upright. The Page of Wands reversed. The Three of Wands upright. And the Seven of Wands reversed. I feel like they're the King of Pentacles, you know, because you're showing up as the King of Wands. They're not represented as anything yet, but they've got Pentacles and stability with the 1111, the Four of Wands, and this is Pentacles and Wands. So you're both showing up in masculine energy, however yours is like a weak, like I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling vulnerable. They're feeling highly practical, generous. They are wanting to work hard. You know, they haven't got their head in the clouds. This is someone who's grounded. They know what they're offering and they mean it, and they're gonna actively work towards it. Page of Wands is reversed. However, that would be a new journey, and they don't want new. They want to continue, even if they feel like it's going to be tricky. They want to continue on their path with you, you know, towards stability. I think this is someone that is your ex. Because why would they have the death card reversed otherwise? Why would they have that? I mean, people do change their mind, you know, or they say, no, I don't want to get a house together, or no, I don't want to get married. And then they change their mind because they can't believe that they lost you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's literally happened to, like, people that I know. And they're, like, married with multiple kids now, so I don't know, something like that happened. Yeah, like, yeah, friends of mine, they split for a year. And it was like, he was just afraid, you know what I mean? He was afraid of the responsibility, and she was so hurt by that. She just felt really unconfident about the connection then, and that she couldn't trust him. And he was trying to say, like, it's not because there's someone else, or it's not because I want to be single. I'm just scared and I didn't want to have those feelings and not tell you. And then she just went really, like, hard on him for like a year, and they had to rebuild the trust together because she just had always felt so confident that they would just be together and it was just a given, that it felt very, it's like you've lost all that assurance, you know, now you need reassurance for a very long time that, you know, things are going to get back to where they were. It does a lot of damage. And then, of course, you got other people getting involved, kind of encouraging drama, trying to get them to separate and stuff. And they didn't want to. They didn't want to separate. They wanted to be together, but it took a long time to rebuild that trust. Maybe someone's trying to rebuild stability here. Oh, that's nice. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Six is an even number. It's 3 pentacles from you, 3 pentacles from them. You know, the scales are balanced. This is increments of time, money, and energy, and it's very equal. And it's upright. That's in the outcome. With the Four of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles, you're going to work on this. You're going to work on this. If you want to work on this with this person, they're right here. Okay, and they are just so ready to, like, be your King of Pentacles, whether it's a man or a woman. They're ready to put in their half and create stability. That's the good news. If it isn't the one that you've just split up with, it could be an ex from the past, or it could be a Scorpio. Yeah, there could be a Scorpio. That could be the other reason why we've got the Death card, and they could just be, like, not feeling it, like, 100% in their power, and then they kind of have a think about things. But it is odd to have the Death card reversed if they weren't your person. You know, if it was someone new, I would expect to see the Page of Wands, or the Page of Cups, or the Page of Swords, or a Knight. I haven't got anything like a courtship. I've got nothing that's giving me courtship. Which is why I feel like it's someone that's going to come back and be like, and now I'm ready to commit. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nothing courty about it. There's nothing, like, sexy or, like, you know, Romeo and Juliet, or someone who's curious about. It's not really like that. It's the Four of Wands is, like, serious, and Kings and Queens are serious. This is people that already have a connection. And we've got the Three of Swords, haven't we? So let's get messages from them. Emotional intimacy. I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something that I'm still working on. What's the nature of this connection, please? Balance. There needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. Okay, so they're going to change their ways. If they've been someone that just, does not open up, they're not going to be like that anymore. Mirroring each other, self-image. Relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. Ooh. Oh, wow. Was not expecting that. It is interesting how you're both in like a masculine energy, because usually one of you would be like in a more feminine energy and the other one would be more masculine energy, and one's in pursuit of the other, and it sort of creates a nice balance. But yeah, so there's something where you guys are learning to convey emotions, express emotions, talk about feelings, be honest, be upfront, be, cards on the table about how you're feeling and what it is that you want. But it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out for the better. I need more time. Well, they've had time, okay? They had some time to think about things, and maybe that caused you heartbreak, but they're gonna come back and they're gonna like literally step up with whatever it is that you want. Like they're here to give you a rock solid future. They know what they want, like 100%. I'm scared of getting hurt, so act like I don't care. Is that what they did? They used to act like they don't care. Okay, let's dig a bit deeper into this person's past then. Because it's always, we're not born like emotionally repressed, okay? You push down emotions, you put walls up, you don't let people in. You choose to be a player and not someone who invests, because guess what? Like when you play your hand, like you could lose all of your chips, you could lose, you could get really hurt, lose your confidence, lose your self-worth, watch someone that you really love walk away, feel hurt, feel physically like your heart physically hurts when someone does that, and you feel rejected, you feel let down, you feel lonely, it's your partner in crime, it's your like, suddenly you're back to being an army of one, and that person you were building with isn't there anymore, and it's awful. And then you kind of lose your kind of faith, don't you, in love and that things last. So it's really difficult to come back from stuff like that. See, this person kind of avoided commitment. They acted like they didn't care, they hid their emotions, they needed some time to think about things, and it may have really got to you, but they perhaps they needed to see what it was like without you and think, shit, what the hell am I doing? False hope tries to sell you a pipe dream, no substance, evasive. Okay, so they could have got your hopes up previously, made you feel like, you were going to hit milestones together, and then it just wasn't happening. because they knew, that you're a well-adjusted person. It's healthy to expect progression, and if they're like planning not to give you that, they've got to make you think you're going to get that to at least keep you for a while. So they could have been playing a bit of a game for a while, but they're not playing anymore. Definitely not. Ooh, yeah. They knew what they were doing. The truth hurts. Perhaps you're going to tell them, like, well, perhaps you did tell them, like, you're full of shit. You're messing me about. I think you knew what you were doing. Maybe that's what the King of Wands energy was reversed. Maybe it wasn't weakness. Maybe it was like, and fuck you. Sick and tired, cycles over it, decision made. Ooh. You had to tell this person, like, what they're doing and what they're about and why they're doing it. And they've really thought about it. It broke your heart to do this, but you had to deliver home truths, and you've given them what for. You knew you could lose them. You probably walked away, and this is what it's culminated in, like they're stepping it up. Those seemingly coincidental events are actually prearranged. Ooh. Okay. So we've got mirror soul balance. You're learning to be emotionally expressive to one another, to communicate, to lay down boundaries, to step up to the challenge. Like, that's what this has all been about. That's what this has all been about, balancing those scales. And now we've got stability. Wow. So you've got yes, challenges, liar. Be careful if someone's sneaky. So they used to come across like a liar. Okay, this is something that was a huge challenge, but you called them out on it. You knew you could lose them because you're sick of it. But this was like the lesson that had to be learnt. You've broken that cycle of bullshit, and they're stepping up. Okay, what else? Ooh, this one was upright as well. Pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Okay, so I think things are going to start to sweeten up between the two of you, actually. Right, what else do I need to get for you? Advice. Remain flexible. Of course it's going to be fine, okay? Right, advice for Virgo, please. Play. I'm completely engaged in what I do in the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I'm deeply fulfilled by all that I do. Okay, so try to lighten the mood. Try to enjoy your hobbies. I've noticed that if couples are arguing, when they have a dinner party or they invite other people around, they sort of behave better, and then you get to observe one another like at your best. And I think that helps as well if it's just being the two of you a lot. I don't think it works the same when you're out and there's lots of people. I think it's more like, you know, small group thing, but make sure things aren't just heavy and serious all the time. Like, create good, you know, memories together, good experiences together as well. Because you are very intelligent, Virgo, and you're very impressive, and you're sapiosexual, so anything that involves intellect, knowledge, you know, quizzes, comedians, books. Heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. This is going to heal. This connection's going to heal, okay? And it's going to get stronger because of all this. So think of it like that. Because we had to cross this bridge, we're now on more solid ground, like, compared to where we were before. A forgotten dream will resurface. Pursue it. Ooh. I don't know what your dream is, if it's to live abroad, start a business, a forgotten dream. Even if it's like a course that you've always wanted to do, going back to school, going to a particular place in the world to see a particular thing. It's something that you've had to put on the back burner, but you really care about it, and it's something you really want, so yeah, if something comes to mind, like, definitely go for that, because you know, that is you living your life, isn't it? And it's not making everything about the connection, or it's again what I said before, like, if you do it with your person, you make it memories together. Like, I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights. Yeah, I can imagine that's something really amazing to do with a partner, because it's just so, like, out of this world, you know, like, quite an unforgettable experience. It's like a bucket list kind of thing, isn't it? So I can imagine that's very cool to do that together. But even if it's something that you do for yourself, I'd say in this situation, it'd be really nice to ask your person to do it, you know, and to sort of like get that planned in. Sometimes it's like something bigger, like a relocation, or it could be something really small, like a hobby that you just wanted to start. It's going to give you a lot of enjoyment, a lot of happiness, something creative. I don't know. Starting a business and something. Is your some sort of dream that you've put on the back burner? Compromise. We had that, didn't we? Did we have compromise already? Remain flexible. Well, that's self-awareness, forgiveness. Yeah, to love deeply and unconditionally. Self-awareness, forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity and freedom. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best just to move on. The truth will set you free. Belief system. Go after what you want. Unique destiny, inspiration, talents, gifts, appreciation and gratitude. You're blessed with talents and skills that make it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That's your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true. Taking initiative. Change, optimism, joy, communication, messages, good news, expression, high vibes. Work with what you have and it will get you places. Count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. I don't know why, but like pregnancy came to mind. I think it's because people like refer to that as like good news, don't they? But you've got a lot of like, compromise, emotional expression, intimacy, forgiveness, be flexible, be playful. It's good. It's a really, really nice, that is an absolutely solid outcome. You couldn't ask for anything better, you know. That's nice. I like that. If this reading resonates, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one, Virgo. We're going to go on to what's next? Libra next. Then it'll be Scorpio. I slept well last night, but I need another good sleep. I didn't sleep Thursday night because I was nervous about my first day in work on Friday. spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Libra's highest good. How is Libra feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Libra's feeling, first of all, please. Okay, 4 of Cups reversed. That's a positive reversal, okay? So if the 4 of Cups was upright, it would be a negative card. It would be closed off to love. This way, it's becoming open to offers of love once again. Page of Cups reversed. So you want someone to approach you first, okay? You're not kind of openly looking to present yourself to others and make yourself vulnerable to others just yet. You're kind of open to someone else coming towards you though. Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, so you're not super excited for something new just yet. Maybe no one's presented themselves at the moment, so you're not excited. You haven't got your eye on anyone. Let's see who's showing up for you. A Capricorn. Well, they don't have to be a Capricorn, but this is the major arcana for Capricorn. See, the Devil card could be someone who's fixated on you, obsessed with you, someone that has an unhealthy attachment to you. The Empress could be a Libra, it could be a Taurus. They're showing up as the Empress upright, okay? So this is someone who's high value, that you've got obsessed with you. That's always nice to know. The Empress is all 4 queens, okay? So I sound like Monica on Friends when she tries to say fine. And it comes out like find. Sorry. It's just how it is at the moment. Yeah, all 4 queens. So the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. You know, a solid provider. Someone who's fair, someone who's just, someone who's honest. Patient, understanding, forgiving. A go-getter. This person's got it all, okay, and they're very much obsessed with you. So that's nice to know. They're trying to look at things from multiple perspectives at the moment, okay? They've got an open mind. They are not moving anywhere. You see, like, in all of these, it's standing still. Not standing, but still. Hanging still. So they're not in pursuit of you. A knight would be someone that's in pursuit of you. This person, the Empress is somebody that attracts, they do not chase. Okay, so again, they're not in pursuit of you. They are high value. There could be something holding them back, or they're holding themselves back. I will get clarification. So, in your side, there's no movement either. It's like, well, someone would have to come towards me. Because this would be a person sitting under a tree in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, and they're kind of looking away from the cups that are being offered them. So that would be sitting still. Page reversed is someone that's not looking. Page one's reversed is someone that's not looking, looking away, eyes closed. So there's no kind of courtship going on here with whoever this is, because you're both kind of expecting the other person to do the courting. You seem to be a little bit curious, and let's get 3 for the outcome and then we'll clarify. Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords upright is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. It can be a divorce card. Queen of Swords reversed would be a negative aspect of someone that's usually highly communicative, a fantastic speaker, wants the truth, delivers the truth, enjoys knowledge. Knowledge is power, has a way with words. When it's reversed, it's like, communication used negatively will be manipulative communication, aggressive communication, harsh words, or not speaking to someone at all. It can also be a divorce card, like a separation card, like severing ties. So I feel like they're showing up as the Empress, you're showing up as a page, well, a couple of pages. You could be the Queen of Swords, because they're not someone that's blocking. They're kind of trying to attract you in, but they are not moving actively towards you. I feel like more of a blocking vibe from your side. Eight of Cups reversed. See, Eight of Cups upright is walking away from a connection. That's someone that's choosing to leave a relationship, like a full-blown relationship or marriage. That's someone choosing to leave a full-blown relationship or marriage. When it's reversed, it's someone that's trying to stop someone from leaving. They're trying to stop a relationship or marriage from ending. That's really weird for the outcome, because I thought this was someone new. It's either an ex of yours or someone that you are currently involved with. They're trying to stop you from leaving. Someone's trying to stop an ending. A Queen of Swords reverse card, I would usually say, is a divorce card. Let's get one more. Five of Swords upright, division. Look at all these schools. Look at all the casualties from these arguments, the division. Yeah, one person's trying to leave or block, and the other person's trying to, like, be like, no, don't go, or like, but they're not doing anything to stop you from going. Do you know what I mean? It's like weird. It's like energetically they don't want you to go, but they're just stuck. Energetically, they don't want you to go, but they're stuck. Let's get messages from them, because that was just weird. Imagine if it was just annoying and I just left it like that. You'd be like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I hate readings that just leave you like with more questions than answers. Like, I don't do that on this channel. We find out, we get answers to our questions. Which one turned over? If it turned back again, we'll just shuffle. Nervous. You make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. Okay. So this is like the devil on this person's shoulder is they get really nervous. They're not used to dating, or they're not used to courting, or they're not used to, like, if I think about how I am with people, if I don't really fancy someone, I'll flirt with them. And then if I do really crush on someone, or think, oh my god, they're like wifey material or husband material, I'll just act like they don't exist. Which is really counterintuitive. And counterproductive completely. Like, if a person didn't know, they'd be like, what the hell? What a bitch. Like, what a stuck-up so-and-so. Or like, yeah, weird. Like, some people are like that because it's just overwhelming. Like, it's too much for them to, like, be flirty with someone that they fancy because they're, like, overwhelmed. Like, their body's just completely, like, their nervous system is shot. It's overwhelmed. Do you know what I mean? So they can't act like that kind of way. I don't know if that's being too kind to this person though, because thanks the loves. They're definitely holding themselves back. That's one of the reasons, okay? That's one of the reasons why. What's the nature of this connection between Libra and the one that's showing up for them? Put yourself first. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. They may have like a really low confidence. Like, it might surprise you that this person has these hang-ups about themselves, like their body or their self-worth in terms of their achievements in life. You don't know what someone said to this person previously, or if it's just been years and years since they were in a relationship. It's scary. It's like, you know, if you've been a bit of a slag, you don't worry about getting your kit off in front of people, but if it's been like fucking decades or something, or years, it's really like scary. You can hold yourself back from stuff on purpose because you're just like, well, I don't know how that person's going to react to my body, or like, yes, most people are going to be lovely. Most people are going to be like really nice about what you look like and avoid commenting on anything, you know, that they would think is like not attractive. People are generally attracted to you, they're generally not. They're not going to start picking out your elbows or like this or your nails. Like, they're not going to do that, are they? They either fancy it or they don't. But everyone has hang-ups, male and female, and everyone goes through periods of feeling really low about what they look like, and that could last a day or it could last years. You don't know what's gone on in this person's life. You don't know how long it's been, or you may know how long it's been, or you may have an idea of how long it's been that they've been involved with something. This could be a really big thing for them. Reaching your goal. Everything you want from this connection will manifest in the near future. Nervous, put yourself first. Reaching your goal. It's quite positive, really, isn't it? I'm going to close that window because it's cold. I can't breathe out my nose and it's making me fed up. I think the next thing that I'm going to ask for when it's 11:11 is normal nasal passages. I'm going to ask the divine. Oh, let's see if this spray works. Right, let's get back to this. God, it was cold then. I'm addicted to you. They're obsessed. Oh my God. Right, if you're a Libra and you're watching this person, they don't get that nervous in front of other people. It's something about you. Do you know what I was saying before when you're not that into people, you can sort of flirt with them and be more cocky and more confident because it doesn't really mean that much. When something means that much to you, you're overwhelmed, you're completely like your body has like a physical reaction. You blush. You don't want to look like that in front of someone. Like, you go all like, if you're female, might go all giggly and silly, or talk or play with your hair in a particular way. You might be able to be like that more openly if it's someone that you fancy a bit, but you're not too bothered. But if it's like the biggest crush you've got, you're going to completely freeze up. You're not going to be able to be like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the fight or flight mode, you're going to completely like, you see it, don't you? Like people just wig out and they're like, oh, I can't like talk to girls or I can't like talk to boys. You kind of might feel like a teenager again. I literally had like such a crush on this one person that my whole body would shake, and I was like, you're not allowed to walk around like this like car. You have to stay that side of the car. And we were stood in a car park, and he was like, what? I've got to stay this like around the other side of this car, and I was like, yeah. And it doesn't do that now, but like for the first, it was for a few months that I was like that, and I was like, it's just too overwhelming for me. And he was like, what? He couldn't believe it. But it's just, I think I'd come out of a relationship where I was, it's with that person for like 3.5 years, and then I was just miserable over that person for like 4 months, very, very depressed and down, and then I never expected to fancy someone again, and then for some reason, I just thought this person was just fucking amazing, like, gorgeous, and he didn't see himself like that at all, and I was like, "I can't cope being around you," and then I think, he thought I was playing a game or something, and I wasn't, and then it was kind of funny, and then it was, like, 4 months that we were seeing each other, and then he just leapt on me because he couldn't cope anymore. It was just like a wild animal because he couldn't cope. It was just like, I'm not waiting any longer. Like it was quite good actually because it stops you from just going into things too quickly. But that's what I mean is like this person's like incapacitated by you. It's everything about you. It's not just what you look like. It could be a physical crush, but you're flummoxing someone that's like really high value. You're like throwing them proper off their like pedestal and they're like, I can't cope around this person. You make them really nervous. They don't know what they're saying or doing around you. They're addicted to you. They love thinking about you. How's that for a nice little ego boost on a Saturday night? um, wouldn't say that it's an ex then, because that would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? What I'm confused about is this is like very like this is like new energy, like to have page cards. But then the Eight of Cups reversed. So it's like somehow you've been involved with this person before, but it was like a bit of a non-starter or something. And I think you're just like, I can't be arsed with the fact that they're standing still. I just can't be arsed with it. But you might have to like ease them into it. You might have to like take pity on this person and like what I had to do with this guy was we would meet up for like lunch in the middle of the day and I would just have to sit on my hands. I'm not even, that's not taking the piss. I had to put my hands like under my bum and sit on them because my hands were shaking. I think you're gonna have to like take it really slow. Um, I'm not talking about on the phone. I mean, like face to face, it's going to be like more intense for them, isn't it? They're going to be like, maybe you've just got no idea, like how much of an effect you have on this person. You know, like sometimes you just are like, what? That's really weird. Like, but you'd be surprised. I think that's quite cute, that. You might find it annoying, but I think it's cute. But then I get annoyed with people if they're too slow about stuff. I think, oh, thanks a lot. Charming. Charming, but they're kind of obsessed with you. What's gone on in this person's past then to make them like this? Like so unconfident or like so not used to dating or whatever. Vicious circle, pattern of relationship issues, bad habits, no-win situation. Public image, worried about appearances, can't relax, conceited. They're very worried about what other people are going to say about you two getting involved. Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? What are they worried about that for? Raving eyes, keeping possibilities open, obvious flirt, disrespectful. They've been disrespected previously when they've put themselves out there with someone. So it's not their confidence. I'm just plugging in my charger. just not my cards. I can't get my charger in. There we go. Okay, so we've got, yeah, this person's been embarrassed in the past. There could have been gossip about someone cheating on them or someone being a very flirty partner of theirs. They're really concerned with what people are going to say when you two get involved. If they think that you're very good looking or you're very, like, you're such a catch, they could be worried that they're not good enough to keep you. And it's not true, because they're an empress, okay? So they're very high status. But it's all about how someone views themselves, isn't it? And what they've gone through. And if you're very valuable to them, that creates a lot of fear. They don't know if they're good enough to get you. They don't know if they're good enough to keep hold of you. It's all well and good being able to court someone, but can you keep hold of them? Are you interesting enough? Are you successful enough? Are you a good enough communicator? Are you fun to be around, or are you boring, you know? Do you know how to respond to someone when they're not well? How to show them that you care for them? How to be sweet? How to be helpful? Are you going to do your bit around the house? Like, how is it going to work? Maybe they're thinking further ahead than you are, and that might surprise you as well. Legacies, rebirth, honour history's remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. You definitely know this person already. Moonlit unity, use understanding to have greater emotional balance. Yeah, like, obviously I had to explain to the person that I was talking to. I had to explain to them, like, why I was being the way that I was being, because he could have thought, like, oh, this bird's, like, taking the piss, do you know what I mean? Or, like, she's messing with my head here, or, like, she's playing a game. But I was, like, honest about everything that had gone on, and I was just, like, I didn't expect to fancy anyone, honestly. Like, it's, you know, been a really dark time in my life, like, and I just really surprised how I feel, and I think it made them feel, like, really special. I think they thought, oh, great, like, you know, love to have that reaction, but they had to be very patient and take my word for it that I wasn't playing any kind of game or anything. I think it made them want me more, do you know what I mean? And they weren't pursuing me for a relationship, but we ended up kind of, I don't know, it's like enjoyable to hang out, do you know what I mean? I think it's quite good, like, maybe that's the secret, you know, don't just jump straight into it. Um, Anger management, bad choices. I get like a sense of, I know we've covered insecurity in terms of like just this person, how they feel about themselves. Maybe it's been a long time, but it seems like what's coming out is like anger because there was a lack of trust, because there could have been infidelity or just embarrassment from flirting. Um, this person could be very possessive if they allow themselves to, if they're addicted to you, if you make them this nervous and they're a high value person, they could get very angry if they ever feel disrespected and that you're flirting with someone in front of them, or the thought of like losing you, or perhaps you're someone that's more confident, more social, more outgoing, more active, dating kind of. Do you understand that this person actually, like, they're actually really quite awkward? So it's frightening to them. It's very frightening and disarming. So, hmm. Distractions, temptation, always busy, kept you waiting. Trying to work that out. I know this seems ridiculous, but some people will do this and they'll actively, like, consciously play games, okay, and they'll do the opposite of what I said, before, like where I was honest about what was going on and I wasn't expecting to feel this way about someone again, and it's overwhelming to me not playing games or whatever. This person could play games. They could actually choose to not message back. Um, they think it makes them mysterious, aloof, treat them mean, keep them keen, a bit more interesting, make you more of a beg. Um, I would say don't do that if you're a guy. Definitely don't do that, because girls do not like that. It makes us go mental. Make it all that breeds, to be honest, is contempt, hatred, contempt, frustration, confusion, mostly anger. We're not going to hang around for someone that does that when we could have someone that holds the door open for us, that messages us to thank us for like having a lovely evening, and messages us in the morning to say, I'll wake up thinking about you. Like, that's someone that's keen, and that's what you want when someone's pursuing you. This person playing games, they can be possessive, they got this like weird obsession with you, they get nervous around you. It's just like a bit. If someone felt secure that you were in a connection with them and you weren't going anywhere, maybe all that would calm down. Maybe that's just how they are at the beginning. I would hope that that's just how it would be at the beginning, but it's not like a good way to start things off if that's what we're trying to do. The truth is more complicated than you think. I was just thinking, there is a lot to this person. There's a lot. Because how can you be that high value and have this many hang-ups? And like, it could be linked to a phase in their life or a particular event, or they may always have lacked confidence. I was very, like, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm thin now, but when I was, like, in high school, I was, like, very unconfident, very overweight, very shy, didn't know how to do my hair and makeup, my clothes, nothing. Could, like, completely paralysed at the thought of talking to a male, like, not at all. Went to an all-girls school. Didn't know who I was, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you don't know who you are. Different things can cause, like, an identity crisis. Like, you can have one as an adult if you know, stop a career that you feel you're really good at. You know, you think, well, who am I? Because that defined who I was. You feel like that when you leave a marriage or a family situation. Who am I? Because that defined who I was. You know, if you retire, if you lose a partner, who am I? Because that defines who I was. It could be a particular event or phase in time. You know, it's not necessarily like indicative of like how that person's always felt. I'll always be the fat kid inside. I will. Because you can't get away from it, which is why I would never be mean to someone about their weight. Do you know what I mean? I just never would. Yeah, it could be something from childhood, but it could be an event that's happened like in adult life. Identity crises are very common, and you can have them more than once, you know. Just named a lot of circumstances that cause that. It's a horrible thing to think, but you know, if you're being a parent and then you lose a child, like, who am I? Because that was my whole identity, you know, was being a mother to so and so or a father to so and so, and now that's gone. It's more complex than you think. I think it's more than this person just being a little bit nervous and having a crush. I think there's other stuff as well, and we've covered some possibilities there. Let me try and get more. Oh, we didn't get confessions from them. Hang on. I don't think I got these, did I? And these are very fun. Oh my god, I feel insecure around you. Why are they so insecure? They might open up and talk to you about it. I think you need a conversation with this person about why they're not making a move. You need like an open conversation about it. And probably, you know, when you're together, when you're face to face is the best. Yeah, because people are more likely to kind of like answer to you. Like they can hide, can't they, on the phone? They can hide on text. They can hide at a distance. They don't have to answer anything they don't feel they want to. They can pretend not to see a message, but face to face, they can't just kind of sit there because that would be fucking rude. So, you know, etiquette says that they're going to answer for themselves. Like, they're going to answer to you more than likely if it's face to face. People love to text because they can just not read the message or be like, oh, I didn't see it, or you know what I mean, deal with it when they want to. Deal with whatever app when they feel comfortable to. which maybe never if it's something that they don't want to answer. But face to face, what they're going to do? Hide under their own coat. They can't, can they? They're going to have to be grown up. Ooh. Narcissist. Someone's too full of themselves. I was not expecting that. So does that mean they were dealing with a narcissist, or they've got narcissistic tendencies? I was not expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite confused by that. We've got separation and the chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. Wow. They've got fear of abandonment. They don't like being in separation from you. Don't doubt it. It seems assured. Unquestionably. Do you know what? I don't think this is a bad person, right? Because we can all have narcissistic tendencies, but I'm just gonna ask Spirit if, like, you should be involved with this person or not, because you know, I'm here for you more than I'm here for them. What's the advice for Libra when it comes to this person, please? Wild. Believe in your otherworldly beauty, dance with the waves, and drink in the sunshine. You're being encouraged to just have fun and enjoy life. To not think too far ahead, to not worry. You'll be fine either way, like, because you're you. Do you know what I mean? They're them and you're you, and you'll always be you. It doesn't really matter who you're dating or who you're getting into a relationship with. Relationships, marriages, whatever can end. Dating someone can end. You're always going to be you wherever you go. So you're being encouraged to just, you know, just enjoy, like, enjoy what you want to, when you want to. Because that deck will always say, like, don't be afraid to swim back to shore if you find yourself, you know, in insecure, like, waters or something like that. Don't be afraid to find a new shell. It'll be honest if you're not supposed to be with this person, you know, like, dive deeper, like, don't stay, you know, at the surface or whatever. Like, it'll tell you if it thinks you shouldn't be around this person. So I don't know if they've just got some, maybe they were dealing with a narcissist previously and that's why they've got abandonment issues. You know, that's why they put up with a narcissist previously, because narcissists need supply, okay? And then people who allow a narcissist to use them for money or recognition or fame or whatever, they're facilitating that relationship. They're not a victim of it. They're choosing to stay in it. Like Harry and Meghan, you know, Harry probably has an abandonment issue because his mum died when he was very, very young. Look how much he clings on to Meghan. You know, she clearly wants status, she wants fame, she wants celebrity, she wants money. With all the evidence that's out there, he's still not going anywhere. He's still sticking by her because he is getting something out of that situation. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's not one way. If it was one way, it'd been gone a long time ago. So even if he believes that she has a kind of love for him, but it's not a love that maybe he had with Chelsea or someone else, he'll stay there because she ain't going anywhere. So they're both like mutually continuing that. It's like a mutually consented agreement, do you know what I mean? And that could have been something that this person was involved in previously. They got fear of abandonment. It's like a lot to take on there, isn't it? Like, it's a bit annoying. Why do we have to get people with pure issues? You can make all the excuses in the world, can't you? But like, if it's not turning into anything, if it's not going to culminate in them coming towards you, it's not going to be anything. Like, let's see if this is going to come together. Because it's actually annoying me. Don't force things. You're being encouraged to just like enjoy, just put yourself out there, see what's out there, have fun with this person if they let you, have a chat to them, try and get out of them, you know, get them to soften up. I think it's going to be softly, catch your monkey. It's got to be slow, you know, and like, you're going to have to like, you know, if they're not willing to talk about it, if they're not willing to open up, then you can't really work with that, can you? But if they do open up and say, look, I need to go really slow, you know, if you're happy to do that, do that. You might get loads out of just being in this person's company. I feel like I was saying earlier, like it's actually quite nice sometimes when you have to go slow for someone because they've been through it and that, you know, or they have such a crush on you, they can't function. And it's like, it's quite nice to like go slower, so then you get to enjoy every little bit. But I mean, if they're not going to talk to you, if they're not going to open up, what are you going to do? Do you know what I mean? You can't really go anywhere with it. So I think you're going to have to, like, if you do, you have to go really slow with this person. Don't force things. Let's get you advice. Mirror. In order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Once I'm open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. Ooh. It's a bit deep, isn't it? Casting spells. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack to abundance, from victim to empowered, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others, through my words, I'm casting beautiful spells. I'm just wondering if you're someone that tends to move quite quickly with things. If you get impatient, if you know, want something, you want it now. Um, it's something about, like, the need to kind of reflect on something internal within you in order to get what you want externally in your reality. Doing our best. We're all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision, any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. Absolutely. You can't turn around and go, I wish I played it like this, or I wish I'd done that. You did what you did because you thought it was the right thing at the time. That's all anyone's doing, really. They're feeling their way through. No one's really got it sorted, and most stuff in life isn't premeditated. Sometimes it is, if you think about work scenarios, and there's a motive to screw one another over, but most stuff in life is reactionary, or we think to do something at the time because that was our perspective, and then it changes, and it's just most people are just feeling their way through when it comes to love and life and dating. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule, and there's nasty premeditated people, but most people haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. Even when they do look like they've got it together, they probably don't. It's okay to, like, not be perfect, or to approach things one way and then think maybe I should approach it a different way, or maybe I was too overzealous, or maybe I was a bit judgmental, maybe I was a bit harsh, you know. Maybe I can't feel the way that they're feeling because I've never been in their shoes with the situation that they're in. It's okay to not be perfect, do you know what I mean? No one's expecting that of you, Libra, and you don't need to put that pressure on yourself. But just be open to letting things flow, taking time, don't force it, keep it. I think just want to say keep it light and playful, because sometimes we take that as flirty, but I think they're probably needing it to be more like a friendship to start with. This person going to be in a state of overwhelm when they're around you. Let's get you some good fortune cards. A hidden talent will bring you great success. Okay, there's something that you don't know about yourself yet, something that you're going to find out that you're really good at, and you're going to make a lot of money from it. Three, support. Growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, and talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus in. Work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and your sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose, and it contributes to your community. So there's maybe some sort of group that you might become a part of, or you might start an organisation or society or a club. It doesn't have to be something so official, like someone I know does, like, what you see on your plate. It's a Facebook group, do you know what I mean? Anyone can do that. And then people post, what food they've made, and, like, photos of it, and it's just like, if you're a foodie, it's quite nice to have something like that going on. Actually, I meant to post in that, like, a month ago, and I forgot. Um It can be something bigger, like something more official. I mean, if you start a channel, there's no cost to starting a YouTube channel or a TikTok. That's free. You can share, something that you really enjoy doing. Don't even have to be good at it, just enjoy it, and you'll meet other people that enjoy it as well. But yeah, you could even make money from it. Like, it is a contribution to the community. Like, I watch Leia Otter, and it's just this otter that's really cute, and she was little when this guy found her, and she lives in the wild, but she visits him like regularly, and it's just like a beautiful thing to watch. Like, he puts really relaxing music on. It makes you feel really calm. She's like living her best life in the wild. He hasn't tried to like keep her as a pet or anything like that, which, let's be honest, most human beings are like, I need a lion cub, or I need a dolphin, or I need, it's like, no, you don't need it. You're not a toddler. Like, how old are you? It's a wild animal, or it's, something that deserves respect and space to live in its natural environment. Why can't you just live in harmony with it? Why have you got to capture it and have one of it? Do you know what I mean? It's just annoying. And putting jumpers on things and trying to make things your personal toy. You seeing that dogs behaving badly program how many people fuck up their pets because they don't actually have the animal's best interests at heart. That dog is barking its head off because it's stressed out beyond belief. It's not a happy pet, is it? It's not settled. It's freaking out all the time. And you've stressed it right out because you're an irresponsible owner. Never educated yourself on how to look after it, how much walking it would need, how to communicate with it so that you're not confusing the hell out of it. A lot of people buy dogs when they're traumatized and they transfer the trauma onto the animal. There's nothing good in any of that. It's like the most annoying program because you just get angry with the humans. But anyway, getting back to Leia Otter, this guy, it doesn't cost him anything. He's already interacting with this otter. It was just a part of his life that he's decided to share, like, and sort of document her journey of freedom. It's in another country, so you get to see Sweden. You get to see where he lives. It's this beautiful lake house in the woods, and yeah, use a really high quality camera to do it. Or his mobile phone, but it comes off really nice. It's just dead relaxing. He goes kayaking, and it's like quite uplifting and just makes me feel more relaxed than most stuff going on in my day. If I watch something like that before bed, it sort of changes my mindset and stuff. So he's contributing something to the community, and it's not even a local community, it's like an international community. He's got like millions of followers, and he's not selling anything. He's not sharing, upsetting events as entertainment, which is a lot of stuff that's out there is like shitty things that have happened, like horrible crime or like people that are being controversial. And it makes you angry when you watch it. But this is something that's really nice to watch and wholesome and makes you feel better watching it. So just try to like think about the things that you like, and stuff doesn't have to cost money. But it's going to, the sense of community is important, and your contribution to community and your sense of like who you are. You're not just someone that's dating someone or married to someone. You've got to make sure that you're a person irrespective of relationships, haven't you? 1144, high vibes. Divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, higher calling. Love or other happiness lurks just around the corner. It will be something much better than in your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity and exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. Release 999, balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. And if you're experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Okay, so you've got a closing out of a cycle. You've got love lurking right around the corner. And you're being urged to kind of like focus on how you are a part of community and sort of balance out, like it's not just about who you're in love with, is it, in life? It's like, who am I as a person? What do I contribute? It's not even about just being a parent or being a wife or husband or a sister, or it's not always like who we are in relation to other people that are super, super close to us. It's like, what am I contributing to my local community? What am I contributing to a wider community? Like, who am I? Like, what am I into? What am I good at? How could I help people? If it's just taking photos of stuff or going to places and vlogging it, that could be helping people because they get to see what other places are like. They can't afford to go everywhere in a lifetime. We can't all go to every city in every world, can we? Like, we can't do that in every world. In every country, we can't do that. There isn't enough time, there isn't enough money. So some places we're going to have to see by reading about it or watching someone else do it. It's a nice distraction and we learn stuff, and you're being encouraged to explore, other things about you, really, that you can enjoy and contribute. Okay, we've done a lot on that, so that was your reading, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. We're going on to Scorpio next. Scorpio will be the last one of tonight because it's late, and we'll do the next 4 tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. If anyone's interested in a personal reading, they're £18, which is very affordable. If it's love, it'll be this kind of spread. It'll be 45 minutes, which is amazing value for money. I don't know any other reader that gives you such a long reading for that price. You can have general readings there. You can have business, education, finance readings, health readings, or just a past, present, future. They will probably be shorter readings, but they're all £18 anyway. It's just the love readings are like really, really long. I can make them shorter, but I'm sure people want longer. I just try to find out as much as I can for you. Hi, welcome into the chat. I'm not doing questions. These are collective readings, so you just watch the watch the sign of your person, or watch your sign, or both. We're just starting Scorpio. Tomorrow I'll do Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. I've already done Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer the day before yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, I gave myself a night off last night because I'd started my new job and hadn't slept, and I've been awake since very early, so I just had to chill last night. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good. How is Scorpio feeling in this final week of October 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Scorpio's feeling first of all, please. Oops, where's that gone? Right, so we've got the 9 of Wands, and that landed on the floor in the challenge position. The 9 of Wands upright is the wounded warrior. It's someone who's been battling for a long time, but they're prepared to keep going. If it was reversed, it'd be someone who's battled for a long time and is dropping the burdens. They refuse to continue. This is the challenge, like, am I going to continue with this struggle? Am I going to keep fighting the good fight? Or am I going to let this house of cards fall? I need to put my jumper on now, I'm cold. This is the story of my life, trying to get my temperature just right. I'm like Goldilocks. I've calmed down now because I've been doing the tarot, but I was dead stressed when I first started doing the readings because I watched this movie and it just got more and more like stressful. Left me in a right state. It was meant to be a romance movie that was a bit raunchy and it was like bloody stressful. Okay, 2 more cards for Scorpio. Page of Pentacles reversed. So you're not looking to invest. If you were the Page of Pentacles upright, you would be looking to put time, money and energy into someone, you know, like it's the potential of what something could be. Like, I'm looking for someone that I might like to invest in. It doesn't mean that you found someone yet, but that's your intention, is that you would date with a view to, you know, it going somewhere. When the Page of Pentacles is reversed, it's like, I'm not looking. I ain't looking. Yeah, oof, look at that. 10 of Wands. 10 is the end of a cycle. Something has been an absolute battle all the way through, from start to finish. These ones represent challenges and they're just dropping on top of this person's head. Like, do, 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 like, ow, what a headache. Do you know what I mean? Like, permanent migraine. You're over it, Scorpio. You're battle fatigued. You are done. Let's get 3 for your person, the one that's on your mind, the one that you are currently dealing with, or the one that you're manifesting in the future. Okay, so we've got the Scales of Justice. This is the major arcana for Libra. It's upright, and that's in combination with the Queen of Swords reversed, the Three of Wands reversed, the Three of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Cups upright, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Goodness me. Queen of Swords can be a divorce card, especially when it's reversed. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So we've got double Libra with the Scales of Justice there. Lack of action, lack of cooperation, lack of investment, lack of growth and expansion. Apologies, and it appears to be a vicious cycle. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Libra, you don't have to be, but there's just, this person is like, there's a lack of expansion, a lack of growth, a lack of commitment, a lack of cooperation, a lack of action. And it's just a vicious cycle. It's a bad pattern that's forming. I don't know if they're apologising to you or you're apologising to them about that, but it looks like you're mutually like fed up. Let's get 2 more for them. Yeah, because this is, I always say this is how they're feeling. So they feel like something's been really toxic and karmic going on here. It doesn't have to be your person. It could be like someone that's coming in the future. You might not be dealing with anyone, but it does look like you've been through a really tough chapter of your life here. They've got the Sun card reversed, so they're feeling quite burdened by all this. When the Sun card is upright, it's being carefree, you know, not having a care in the world. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's a naked baby riding a horse bareback, giggling with the sun, like beaming behind it. Like it's being carefree. You know, babies don't have to worry about mortgages. They don't have to worry about their physique, you know, their self-image. They don't have to worry about anything really past their basic needs, you know, of hunger, tiredness, and having their nappy changed. They haven't really got to worry about anything. They're very contented. Yeah, they're burden free. But when the Sun card's reversed, it's having burdens. Okay, so it's feeling burdened about something that is a cycle. Okay, so very, very mutual emotions here. We can't have the same card twice. There's only one of each card in a 78 card tarot deck. So we're sort of getting like similar stories really, using slightly different cards. You're from Salford. Where's everyone else watching from? That's cool. I like to know where people are watching from. The Emperor reversed. There's a lack of leadership from this person, and I don't know if it's you or them. The Emperor is the major arcana for Aries. You see the ram head. Aries are, you know, fire energy, stoic, ambitious. They love to be in control, to have the final say, you know, to delegate, to pass things down, the chain of command. Like, when it's in the reverse, it's either being overbearing, domineering, pushy, or it's being weak, a lack of leadership, you know, like shrinking down. Now, with the way that things are, I would say it's likely to be a lack of leadership, shrinking down, but let's see, because you'd never know. 2 more for the outcome. Coming out from the cold, recovery of finances, or, you know, a lack of communication, lack of investment, recovery from, you know, from bad finances or lack of abundance in terms of romance. The Hermit, another major arcana. So that's the major for Virgo. It's about, you know, in the story of the major arcana, the fool realizes that sorry, he must walk this part of the journey alone. The answers lie within him, not with someone else. You know, time to yourself, time to reflect, time to isolate, look in. What was my part? What was their part? How do I feel? What do I want for myself going forwards? Hermit energy is very, very healthy. This is an important process in healing. So yeah, so it's tough all round. It's been tough all round. They may feel that they want to right some wrongs, that they would like to apologize. You know, they may feel like they've had some karma for the kind of way that they've treated you. If you look at the spread, there's a lot of cards on this side. It's very complex, and it's, you know, like a lack of cooperation, lack of action, a lack of investment. I feel that this person wants to apologize for the things that they've done that are wrong. Hang on a minute. Should the Emperor have been there? Sometimes I forget to do like the third card. I think they're the Emperor reversed. They failed. They failed in this situation. They fucked up. Let's get one more for the outcome then. In the outcome, they're coming out from the cold. They're doing reflection. Hi, Julia. The King of Pentacles reversed. They could have cost you a lot of money, you know. Or you could be feeling less than generous towards them now. You know, less nurturing, less generous, less giving. You could be struggling for money if they've... I'm going to clarify because I'm a bit nervous that this is like a karmic or something. Let's get no contact messages from them. This isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but it's what's best for me and us right now. This isn't goodbye, we will be together again soon. Yeah, because it said lack of action, didn't it? Lack of action, lack of cooperation. So they intend to come back to you. They want to apologise. They want to come out from the cold. They want to heal things. What's the nature of this connection, please? Ooh, beware of codependency. Addictive behaviours are affecting your romantic life. Ooh. Are they coming back because they want your money? Are they coming back because they don't know how to be independent? Or they don't want to be, you know, someone that stands on their own 2 feet or that contributes equally? Are they someone that has their own money but enjoys to use yours? Like, I'm a bit worried. It's not always codependency isn't always about money. Sometimes, like, sometimes it's other stuff, isn't it? Like, I feel like some people genuinely don't know how to spend an evening by themselves. It could point to, you know, when you're codependent. It's not really that, is it? I was thinking about codependency can be. I want to say can be and can mean. You could be codependent on a substance, a habit. Yeah, it says addictive behaviours. So people can over-exercise, people can overeat, people can drink too much, people can avoid communication. People can procrastinate, people can do all kinds of shit, can't they? Like shop too much, gamble. I reckon we all have a couple of those behaviours. I definitely think we do. But codependency, when it's really scary, is someone that is not prepared to be without you, and they're going to be controlling, they're going to be abusive, you know. That's not healthy. If you can be in a healthy relationship and you're not perfect and you have some bad habits or whatever, that's one thing. But to be codependent on another human being to the point where you're controlling what they wear, what they eat, who they see, where they work, you're going through their phone, you're going through their diary, you're crossing boundaries, you're demanding money from them, you're lying to them about where you're going, you know, you're being aggressive or breaking property. Like, obviously, none of those things are healthy. They're completely toxic. So only you know, Scorpio, like what this person's been up to, because it could be something mild that's forgivable, or it could be something really awful. So you need to use your discernment, you know, and make sure that you have boundaries, because there's definitely something karmic here. And the karmics don't leave you. It's never going to be goodbye if it's their choice. Like, oh my god, I lifted the deck up and on the bottom it says karmic relationship. Healing heart. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Something's toxic here. Something's toxic. There's some sort of addiction or bad behaviours, you know, that I just don't know if this person is someone that you should let back into your life. Reach out. They're like, please get in touch with me, you know, like Ace of Wands or Ace of Swords. I'm going to reach out, I'm going to communicate with you because I want a rebirth. Well, they might want what they want, but if they're no good for you, people are supposed to make your life better. If they're bringing chaos, if they're bringing confusion, if they're draining your bank balance, if they're a fucking liar and they're spreading like disgusting lies or they're being controlling, no, they can't come back. So you need to use your discernment with this because we've got a couple of red flags here. I don't like the wheel reversed. I don't like beware of codependency, addictive behaviours, toxic relationship or addiction. I don't like it. I think it's more than like having a bit of a like teamer addiction or like eating a bit too much. I think this is something more insidious, you know. It could be to do with money because it got that 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. I will clarify, don't worry, I won't leave you confused. Intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. They could be a sex addict. There could be someone that is like, often you get that with toxic people. They rely upon, you know, sexing you up and like, they think if they give you the good loving, they can drain your bank balance, or they think if they give you the good loving, you'll forget, you know, the names that they've called you or the fact that they've hit you. They think if they're like handsome enough or beautiful enough, you'll just put up with whatever, because you'll never get anyone like them. They got a fucking ego on them, these karmics. It's a narcissistic trait to use your looks and your sexuality, or make yourself look older, or use animals, you know, and babies to kind of look cute and look like you're a really nice, nurturing person. They'll break the neck of an animal or a baby in the next, you know, 24 hours. It's all a fucking show. It's put on a show and manipulate people constantly. So I would say it's like smoke and mirrors, you know. It's like a person with split personality. You'll think such nice things about them and they'll, you know, look nice, or they'll have a gorgeous smile that just like, you know, write poetry or do really nice things like wash your hair for you. Like, you get nice stuff from them and you'll get the most horrific stuff from them as well. And it's like, what on earth? You can't put like these two personalities together. I care too much what others think. They could be codependent on other people, and that's why they don't invest in you. I don't know. They care too much what other people think. You could have had a really good physical relationship with this person. They know something was unfair, something was toxic, and they want to apologise. In the outcome, they're definitely going to approach, but for you, it's been nothing but a headache. Been nothing but a headache for you. Dream world, living in a fantasy land, illusions, not real love. Yeah, there could be an absolute faker, you know. Wishful thinking, having lofty ideals leads to a letdown. Be realistic. Celestial grace, in special moments, feel the blessed touch of the divine guiding your path. Faith's haven, believe in the safety of your return, as every journey leads back to comfort. Lone path, needing to take time out or be on your own for a while. Deeper waters, step out of your comfort zone and explore new depths. Ticking clock, let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. Counsel's compass, seek advice to steer judgment as insightful talks illuminate your journey. Temporal bonds, in the realm of flighty bonds, true connections waver but endure. So what you often get with people who are trying to trick you into a relationship, and they're actually a narcissist, they have a narcissistic supply, they need money, they want lots of money, they want it to be your money, they want your resources, your connections, they want status that comes with being with you, celebrity that comes with being with you, whatever it is that this person needs, whatever their supply is, you've got it. Spirit is clearly warning about making sure that if you proceed with this person, you take it very, very slow, because that gives you time to see what they're like in a relationship and see if there's any improvement, see if the chaos continues, allow someone close to that person to expose them to you, because that's often what happens. Someone sees that you're a good person and they can't stand that you're being duped, and they will say, look, this is what this person really like, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but they've been saying X or Y or Z about you. They've been doing this, they've done that. I'm not talking about a little bit bad, I'm talking about like there's a warrant out for their arrest, or they've been in prison before, or like, I'm talking about big shit, okay? They lie in saying that you're asking them for money constantly. Actually, you're the one that's been paying for everything. Yeah, it's bad stuff. A serial liar, a serial cheater, a lawbreaker, you know, probably tick all of those boxes. You won't know it. You won't know it, and then someone close to them will expose them. But you need to take things slow, because a person like this will try to move in with you quickly. They'll try to marry you quickly. They'll try to get you pregnant quickly. If anyone's rushing you into that, think about how most people try to avoid commitment for as long as possible, don't they? Why is this person rushing it? Why are they trying to go too quickly? I'm not saying that's the situation here, but if you give any connection time, it's better than rushing it, because you don't know what you're buying into. You don't know what you're signing up for if you go quickly. But if you take it slower, you will see soon enough if someone's changed, if they are improving, or if it's Groundhog Day or it's getting worse. I mean, ideally, you don't want change, improve, or any of that language. You just want it to be good, and then it keeps being consistent. You don't want it to be, oh, let's see if it gets better this time, because that's already like shit. But God forbid, if it was a narcissist, it would get worse for sure. That's the point of karmic connections. We're sent them to force us to put boundaries, and it will get worse, and it will get more extreme and more frightening until you say no more, okay? And you send this person packing, or you get them arrested, or whatever needs to be done. I hate nothing about you. Well, they're a charming person. They always are. Okay, but remember what I said about split personality. Very important. It's all part of the manipulation. To confuse you, to gaslight you, to be really gorgeous half the time. So they could be really evil the other half the time. Unfinished business, proposal, forgiveness, reconciliation. They're definitely going to come knocking, They're going to come knocking on your door. They're going to get people, they do like hoovering, they'll get people to reach out to you that they know, that seem like normal, nice people. You got to be really cold with people like this, and you got to cut them off. You got to cut off the ones that are probably nice and normal that have to put up with this person because it's their dad, or it's their mom, or it's their like brother or sister, or it's their, I don't know, in-law, or it's like some poor sods have to deal with this person because it's a person that's gonna get out of prison, and they're gonna come knocking on their door because they'll be like, well, you're my mum, you're supposed to give me somewhere to live, you're my son, you're supposed to love me no matter what. The people like this, they don't have a soul, I'm telling you. And they will, just curse like these people's lives. They probably breathe a sigh of relief when they go back into prison because they know it'll be like quiet for a while. It's someone that's bad news, guys. Like I wouldn't fuck around with them, not for a second time. You were my home, now you're just a place I can't return to. You could have gone to prison already. You could be in prison now. Or you could have just, like, cut them off and disappeared. They will always play the victim as well. They'll be ringing you up crying, snotting everywhere, making out like you're just cold, you're this, you're that. You can tell I've got first-hand experience. Did I get confession off them? I didn't, did I? Yes, I did. I care too much what others think. Roots. Connect with your roots. Ancestral wisdom guides you. I would speak to people who are your age or older. I would ask people if they've ever dealt with someone like this before, because you need support, you need the benefit of wisdom, experience, people who've survived narcissistic abuse, people who are going to be able to say, look, there's nothing new under the sun. This is something that happened to me or someone that I know. And you're not stupid, you're not foolish, you're not a scumbag, you're not any of the things that you're telling yourself that you are. Okay, this happens to people. And, you know, narcissists, they will latch on to people who are functioning because they're dysfunctional people. They have to grab onto, in a parasitic way, people who are functioning, you know, and it's a form of survival, but they will pull you into the psychotic drama that they've got going on 24/7. So I won't feel sorry for them. Get them off you, because you're still you, so you get to go back to your normal. You'll see how calm it is when you get this person out of your life. You'll see how calm it is and how quickly things become calm straight away. Not saying it won't hurt to find out how much they've betrayed you, because they'll have betrayed you on many different levels and you'll have had no idea. It'll be the tip of the iceberg what you do know. But once they're gone, you'll get your sanity back, you'll get balance, you'll get calm, because you were never the drama. They brought it into your life. So the good news is, you know, you get rid and you get your life back. No more ones dropping onto your head like that. The answer with karmics, toxic karmics, and people who, and I mean people who are seriously bad news, the answer is distance. Usually they have to go to jail, you know, for something, for you to get a bloody breather from them. But sometimes going to another country or at least another county can really, really help. And making sure that you don't live by yourself, making sure that you live with others can really, really help. You know, hopefully they'll attach themselves onto someone else, and that's sorry for whoever it is that they go towards, but they're not on your back anymore. But you've got to cut off, like a tumour, you've got to cut out everything around that person as well. So everyone that seems like, you know, they're actually a decent human being, they'll be a sucker for that person because they'll just want them to change. They don't want their son to be a narcissist. They don't want, you know, their daughter, the mother, the dad to be a narcissist. So they'll hope that the person's going to change and they'll feel obliged to help them because it's a relative or it's, you know, sometimes in-laws help because they think, well, you've got a child to like be taken care of, so okay, I'm going to help you because it's my nephew or it's my niece or it's my, you know, goddaughter or whatever. And it's like you do it because you feel obliged to help, don't you? But you're going to have to get away from the space and cut everyone out around them because they're going to give them information. They're going to try and talk to you for them. No. Solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution to the whole is. So, you know, this is about personal power, being assertive, stepping up, taking leadership, take back control of your life, rebalance everything, get rid of the crazy, cut out everything else around the crazy. That was never you. That was never your life. It was never your personality. You didn't do any of that shit. You go back to being you without all this shit going on. play. Sorry. I am completely engaged in what I do, in the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So whatever it is that you've got going on, whether it's your career, whether it's a side hustle, a hobby, immerse yourself in those things and relish that you're good at it, relish that you're helping people, relish who you are, okay, and raise your vibrations, because that is the key to recovery from all of this. And as I say, it'll be pretty instant once you've like finished getting all the revelations and all the awful information from the person that's exposing them, and you'll start kind of asking everyone, and everyone will talk to each other and be like, oh my god, they've been saying that, okay, so this is the actual case, like, and you'll put it all together and it'll be awful, but once you cut them out, you'll find out, you know, like, that was never me, that's that person, and they're still going to be like that, and I'm the person I was before I met them. Let's get you a good luck, good fortune card. Your intuition is your greatest strength, so trust it, okay? If you were feeling like this person was dodgy, or it's just been one fucking headache after the next since this person came into your life, or it's never calm, you know, like you got good stuff with this person, but it's never calm, there's always some sort of problem, and it's a big one, you know, some sort of drama. See the pattern, see that it's them, trust your gut. You know when something isn't really for you. You know when it isn't. If someone's going too fast, you know, and it's just really odd, it probably is too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? If someone's trying to drag you down the aisle or get you pregnant or rush into anything, get a house together quickly, it's probably not good. It's probably not in your best interest. (333) support, growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, and talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward, work on your skills, discover your talents, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and your sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose, and it contributes to your community. So you're going to get some healing from, you know, pursuing like different passions of yours. Whether that's like running a little business, being creative, having a hobby, setting up a club, whatever it is, you know, like this is all the key to your recovery, okay? You're moving on from this chapter of your life. Do you want me to see if there's any new love coming in? And you might just want time to heal, to be honest, and time to put boundaries up, be by yourself, get your independence back. New love for Scorpio, please. Any new love coming in? Okay, so trust that it will happen when the time is right. So I think you would do really well to have an eat, pray, love year. Give yourself 12 months to just get back to some sort of equilibrium, some sort of balance, you know, enjoy like the people that you've got in your life who are there for you, that adds to it, that would never do you out of money, would never lie about you, would never put you in danger, would never have you associated with any kind of law breaking. You know, just be really grateful to get back to normal, back to safety, back to calm, predictability. After all the drama, you'll be glad for some boredom. And it'll strengthen your bonds. You'll be embarrassed to tell people, and then some people you'll feel like I can confide in that person, and they'll tell you stuff that'll just it'll just make you feel so much better. Like you'll drop your shoulders, you won't be as ashamed. You'll feel like, this was something actually bad that happened to you, but it could have ended a lot worse, or you're gonna get back on track now, and it'll just take the pressure off, take the strain off, take the embarrassment, the pain. It'll just dissolve it all. Like, the secret to healing is definitely immersing yourself into your job, your projects, your hobbies, your passions, and being around good people. And you might not want to deal with anyone, for a good while, just to recover from, this was a huge abuse of your trust, a huge, gross, like, this person took many fucking liberties, whoever this was, and now you're not setting yourself up for that again. You can have your eyes wide open, and you won't get sent another karmic if you just create some boundaries, move slower, ask more questions, don't be so quick and so ready to excitedly get into a relationship with someone that just seems like they're too perfect, because usually that is not every time, but you need to fact check, you need to do your research, look at social media. That's not, I've had the karmic that they had me on all their social media and all their family and friends as well, so that's not necessarily going to be something that proves that they are who they say they are, or they haven't got a bad past. You might be able to see who their family and friends are, but they could have a really bad past, and that's not going to be on social media, is it? So just try to cross-check facts, you'll see over time, you'll see if they're never good for money, you'll see if they're involved with drugs or guns or debt or gambling, or you'll see over time. Like, the one thing I can tell you is to go slower. You rush in and you make big decisions, big commitments. What are you going to do? It's going to be 10 times worse, going to be 100 times worse. So turn to the people that love you, that care about you. Even some colleagues can be surprisingly good to talk to. You won't want to tell everyone what's happened. You will just know that you feel comfortable to tell one or two people, but it's important to do that to recover from this ordeal that you've been through, because it is an ordeal, and you feel very ashamed for trusting the wrong person, because you let them into the lives of your family. They've been around your children, or they've been around, children in your family. They've been around your parents. You feel embarrassed. You feel ashamed, that you got duped, and that someone that dangerous has been around your loved ones. But it's a very good liar. It's someone that's a serial liar. They've done it their whole life, and they're constantly doing it to everyone around them. So it's not to do with you or anything that you deserve or anything you did wrong. It was a lesson that was sent to you, and now you've got your eyes wide open, and it'll make you appreciate the people that you've got, that they're so good to you, and they would never do you out of money, or make you frightened or harm you in any way, get you in trouble with the law in any way. They would never do that to you, and that's something to really be grateful for. And to be so thankful that you're a functional person and the non-functional person is gone, so you get to be functional again. They're going to be crazy wherever they are, aren't they? So you'd rather be you than be them. So don't pity yourself. Just be glad that you're a norm. You're a norm. I hope I'm on the right track with this one, because I've certainly gone on about it for long enough. Take care. I hope it resonates. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're interested in a personal reading, it's £18. You can private message on TikTok, on Instagram, or you can send me an email. Details are in the channel description. Turnaround time is 24 hours this week. Yeah, that's it. Right, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last 4 signs.